Hello everybody, welcome back to the
Pit lane speed limit is 40 miles per hour. The pit
running
exit's
a
clear.
production
Okay, Jake,
car
we've got
sim
to
lab
match
challenge
facilities
race here
time.
for week 3, season 2, 2022 at Watkins Glen International. We are here on the boot layout, which is my favorite layout at this track. Managed to finally find a split that has some Mustangs in it. We've got 21 Mazdas and 6 Mustangs in this. Going out for qualifying, gonna have just enough time to get our warm-up lap done and one time lap, so it won't be as fast. Car number 9 out of the 21 Mazdas. I am car number 10 overall in the field, but again, your I rating is all based on gains or losses are based on just in these multi-class, just on the other cars in your class you're competing with. So I am car number 9 out of 21 of the Mazdas. No clue. I haven't seen. Well, it's tough for anybody to get practice time when you have these 3-minute practice sessions in here. So no idea where we're at on pace in relation to everybody else in this split. I guess it's a weaker field, obviously, since I'm car number 9 and not very good at road. Just for whatever reason, I was probably about 2.5 to 3 seconds off when I did a practice session on my own from what I think the faster guys, not the absolute fastest laps, but the reasonably faster guys that I want to try to be at the level of what they were running. I don't know. I mean, I was able to get just under a 210, and I know a lot of guys are running in the low 207s. So I don't think I'll be anywhere near that. Obviously, even on this warm-up, I'm a second off. If I can get anywhere near the low 210s for my first qualifying lap, I'll be happy. Just kind of put together a quick setup, what I call my comfortably aggressive. It's just loose enough in the corners that I feel like I can drive a little bit faster and a little bit harder, but it's not so far on the edge that I feel like I'm going to be out of control and losing it all the time. So it's probably nowhere near as fast as it could be, and I'm never attacking corners as hard as I could be, so I'm not giving up much by running a less than optimal setup in that sense. And I'm just running my race setup for qualifying. Wasn't really worried about trying to build a specific qualifying setup. I knew I was going to screw up enough anyways that wasn't really going to matter. So kind of messed up turn 1 there. Not as good as it could be. And if I get anywhere in 210.3 or lower, I will be happy with that. So biggest thing I'm learning is trying to find the right entries in the corners. I know some of you have commented and said that I entered too early. I would 100% agree with that. I'm noticing that a lot more and trying to work on entering corners later. I just sometimes have an issue with stepping over the edge and entering too late, and I end up costing myself time. So that's the biggest thing, along with trying to attack with the right corner speed, but not let the car slide too much and scrub off momentum. Really trying to put those two in practice and see if I can actually do better. So just have to see. Like I said, I know there's so much time I'm leaving out on the track with my driving style that just gonna try to do the best I can, have some fun, continue to take advantage of the slower car. Yeah, there's a lot of drafting and whatnot involved, but there's a ton that can be learned from this car that transfers to every other road course car. So just gonna try to do what I can to get an entertaining race in, as well as get some personal growth out of it. Hopefully not get too frustrated. Try to stay off of everybody, see if I can finally get myself the elusive 0x road race. Never been able to quite have a mistake-free race in any road series yet, so just gonna see what I can do. Got a little wide there off of that corner. That killed a ton of time for this lap. Still won't be a horrific lap. Will probably be in the upper 210s. It's a corner that I feel like I don't attack hard enough. I'm trying to learn how to attack that a little bit faster. And this is just going to be the only lap we'll get in, but I'll stay on the track to keep working it. So that was a lower 210. Alright, I'll gladly take that. Sitting 5th right now for the class. Take that as well. A little bit of a better time through 1 and 2 that time.
The car ahead has just done a 210.42.
Yep, we're going to start falling back, which is fine. I knew I was going to be towards the back and probably losing the I rating out of this. My biggest goal is to just try to keep it as clean as possible, avoid whatever wrecks do happen. Draft is going to be a massive deal in this this race. It is in most races with Mazdas being so underpowered, but here with the long straightaways and higher speeds, draft is going to play a big deal. So I think what I'm going to try to do is just find myself, try to sort out into a comfortable spot, and if I can find somebody that I think I'm, running the same pace with, or they're running pace with people in front, then I'm just going to sit behind them and kind of just draft for
The leader has just
most
done
of the
a
race and
210.09.
learn what I need to do. 25-minute timed lap race, or timed race, excuse me. Expected probably to be 13 to 14 laps, something like that. So I think, just going to sit behind somebody and try to draft. If I feel like they're falling off and I'm faster than them, I will gladly get by them to try to pick up position. But yeah, so we are 12th on the grid, it looks like. Yeah, 12th on the grid overall in the cars, but 6th of all the Mazdas. Fastest time for the Mazdas was a 209.492. Would have still been probably a half second off of that if I'd even hit my fastest lap, so no big deal.
Good luck,
a little bit of a time difference. Using chat again today, gonna keep trying that to see if, especially I think in the Road Series, it'll kind of alert me of potential problems a little more, possibly. Hear people call that out, but then if I can, again, if I get in anybody, which is probably very likely in road racing, I can say sorry, get an apology out to them, and hopefully not have them be upset with me. Get paints refreshed here quickly. Not sure how many people are going to have other paints on. I know, I'm sure it happens a lot in road. I just don't run trading paints very often in the roads before, so I've never seen how many people have painted stuff. I knew in oval, obviously, it happened a lot more, but it looks like it does happen in roads. So we'll get those loaded up. We'll get back on us and get gridded up.
Oh, good, mate. Clear.
Turn the mic down slightly.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Again, we'll get gridded up on here. Pull up session best lap. Fire up the car as soon as we get that, because we're going to be sitting and letting the Mazdas go. That's a standard thing to do in multi-class. If you're new to that, you always let a gap in between each class go on the initial start, so that way nobody's running into the other class and affecting anything. Obviously, if any incidents happen on the track, or if it were a longer race where the Mustangs could get to the back of us,
the track
then
temp is 95. The
by
air
all
temp
means,
is 83
that would be
Fahrenheit.
something you'd have to deal with. But outside of that, it's you try to give as much of a gap
Follow car number 0
apart so that each class can have
column.
their own race on the track. So sit here and wait a minute for our field to go. As always, I'm completely worried about pace laps in this series. It seems like any road series, nobody can figure out how to do pace laps.
What are you doing?
One car just took off. Not sure what's going on. Not sure why we're still sitting, but now we're going. I don't know. I hate pace laps here in this series because it's always nerve-wracking for any kind of 4X or anything like that car contact. You got a couple of cars that just take off. Not really sure what they're doing. I'm sure iRacing's gonna get them sorted out. No idea where the 23 went. He took off.
Brake check.
There, he's slowing down as we gotta get by him, so I'm just gonna stay way to the left. Not the most favorable thing for me to be starting on the left-hand side going into turn 1, but I guess if it's gonna get crazy aggressive and have dive bombs and things like that, then it gets me out of the way and I can avoid that. I appreciate the number 6's paints came up ahead. Have not seen that name in quite a while. That's pretty great. No idea why the 23 is sitting up here when he's not.
So confusing.
Not this far. Yeah, I don't know what happened. If people missed the start or something else happened, I don't know why he's up here. But it doesn't really matter. Not going to worry about it. Just follow behind the one. I know it's the 2, the 1, and I on the left side row. So hopefully with me being closer to the front of the field, I can avoid many of the pitfalls of the pace laps. But I don't know. It's going to be a messy start for sure. I wish we could have started like on the back stretch or somewhere to shorten this pace lap. We'll just have to see how it goes. Try to do the best that I can.
Come on, what do you
Straighten out and actually check one thing here in a second, just to make sure that we're all good. Yep. All right. Cool. It's the way that I want it to be. Got one Mazda up here. No idea what's going on with them. Because I know the leader is. I don't know. That might actually be the leader up ahead. I don't know. Everybody's all messed up in this pace lap. It's such a wreck. I think this might honestly be like the first time in a very, very long time, if ever, that I've actually had other cars other than just Mazdas in a production car challenge race. So it's gonna be fun from that standpoint to see how it goes. The Mazdas or the Mustangs, I think, are like 2 to 3 seconds faster. In theory, if none of them have problems, they should always be in front of us and never get back to us at all during the race because of their speed difference. But and the laps are long enough that we don't have enough laps for them to get back to us. But we'll just have to see. I have no idea what's going on with the 23 because you also got the 9 up here. Who knows? I think it might be people that are choosing to start from the pits. So we are off and rolling.
Okay, Jake, stay calm. Focus.
Lost a spot to the 23, but that's fine.
Floor it.
Hopefully with this kind of weird start and not a very well-formed grid, maybe it'll allow for less dive bombing and less problems going into turn 1 that can already be kind of sorted out, and I can just get away clean and not have to worry about any of that.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Already got yellow flag being thrown for something. Looks like Mazda's might have a problem. We got contact between the 23 and the 1. Sends the 1 around. He's in the inside wall, coming into the S's. Able to avoid that, so that will put us 5th on the grid for Mazdas now. No clue if I'm going to have the pace to keep up with these guys, or if anybody from behind is going to be that much faster and pulled by me, which is
That's okay. Now
kind of
find your
sit
groove.
and do what we can. Not really worried about trying to get by anybody yet. Try to do my best to rack braking points up for a little while until I can kind of learn where everybody's at, so that way I don't get into anybody. I know it's been a mistake I've made quite a bit. I would try to avoid that if I can. This is going to be one of the corners where you're probably going to see me brake quite a bit sooner just to avoid that. This is also a corner that I'm trying to learn how to apex later and then pick up the throttle at the right time. Practice, I was always apexing too early and was picking up the throttle too early as well, and it would just create me having to lift and would kill the momentum. That's one I need to apex later as well. With how long some of these straights are for these cars, the apexing later is the right line to take so you can carry as much momentum down the straightaway, and I just have not learned that driving technique very well yet. It's a corner that I feel like everybody's able to take faster than me. Try to learn it as we go through the race, but just happy to have gotten away cleanly so far. I think the 9 behind could definitely be faster. He's looking like he's separating himself away from the 20 and looking like he's been closing up on us quite a bit over the last lap, but we'll just have to see. Just gonna see how everything sorts out. It'll be a war of attrition, I'm sure. I'm sure these guys are gonna get antsy with the draft and try to make some moves and have problems, but just gonna do what we can.
P7.
Follow everybody along, probably not push it quite as far as some of them because I don't want to take the risk of stepping over the track limits and get myself an unnecessary 1x when I can avoid it. Trying to also work on using very, very tiny wheel inputs through the S's here so that I can try to keep the car as straight as possible and carry as much momentum as possible down the backstretch. See, we got a couple cars lined up to the inside. You have the leader running the left-hand line through there. Leader, well, former leader now gets kind of shuffled back. Not really liking this situation, so I'm going to lift and kind of just sit here behind the 6 and the 23. Let these guys sort it out through this corner. I overshoot the corner a little bit. Looks like the 9 did as well. We've got a not a Mustang. I thought that was a Mustang, but that's the 17, who's just that much faster. Front end kind of looked like a Mustang for a minute. sit here and say I'm getting to apex that corner later and I still cut in too early. I have to like mentally tell myself right now to like wait on turning until this becomes more of a muscle memory, subconscious thing. Not trying to get to the inside of the 6 was just kind of taking my line that I'm comfortable with through that corner. 6 and 23 are going to keep on this side-by-side battle. Watch for the 6 to go loose. I thought he might get loose off the corner. 23 kind of comes down the track. 6 has to bail. He's going to lift. Stay behind the 6 right now through this corner. Backing off early again. Wow, the 6 just stopped. I did not expect him to stop. I didn't hear a call out that he was going to pit road, so there goes the 4X or the 0X. We probably got some front end damage that's going to hurt us now. Allows both the
E9. That last lap
9
was 212
and
and
17 to get
55.
by. Downshifted for second for no reason. It's kind of paying attention to the mirror, let these 3 get by. Yeah, I didn't know the 6 was coming in the pits, and I didn't think he was going to slow down that much, so that's my fault for not staying wide. I wish he would have made some sort of announcement that he was coming to pits.
That's 20 minutes to go.
It's okay. We'll get through it. No big deal. That was all on me, unfortunately, so just sit here behind everybody. Again, with me backing up the braking points. Gonna watch where the 17's going. 5 comes flying in on the right. Don't really want to be running side by side into this corner, but we'll see if he's gonna back it out. Nope, he's gonna send it in. We'll get a 1X for that one, although
Jake,
that was
just
on
put
him
the
for sending it in, so this race has just gone from okay to bad, unfortunately, and with this being off the pace and how tough it is to pass here, everybody's
The
just
track temperature's
throwing it
increasing.
everywhere.
It's now 97 Fahrenheit.
I feel like I'm running a short track oval race on a road course, because guys are just aggressive. Nobody's got patience right now. I would assume we're back in 9th. I don't even know. 11 was looking like he was going to go right into the corner, so I just kind of held off the entry for a minute to see where he was going to go. But they're out just a hair too early there. Now we just got to focus. We got almost 5 seconds up to the 9, so that's going to be quite a bit of a gap to try to make up since we don't have the draft, but certainly going to do what I can. We're only going to be 3 laps into this event as well. Like, still got 10 to 11 laps to go. It's going to be fun. So we'll see where we sort out position-wise. I don't know. We'll look at everything and see what I could have done differently after the race.
E8.
This will be the first time I feel like I can kind of run my line now that I have nobody really too close to me. Let's see if we can try to get the lap time any faster now. In 8th.
Alright, Jake, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth.
We're
No mistakes.
probably 2 spots behind where we started. Could easily lose more, I feel like. Oh yeah, I've cut a lot of front end damage that's slowing me down because you can just see the relative falling. So, that's going to create some fun. I got into the interlude way too fast. Way too fast. Lucky to save it. Yeah, we're going to be a sit duck going way to the back, but I feel like it's still, I'll finish further ahead by staying out and not taking the fast repair than getting in and trying to do it. So we're going to have the same situation through this corner again. I'm just going to try to stay to the inside. Doesn't matter how inefficient it makes the line. Just going to stay to the inside so that I don't have contact with somebody coming across again. Unfortunately, our only chance to pick up any spots now where we are is with problems up ahead.
To 4.8 seconds.
Maybe we're going to be going backwards the rest of the race because I'm not going to be one to block and try to hold on to 10th, so, or 8th, excuse me. So,
Sector 2 is
not going to be a good
1.5
race, but
seconds off the pace.
I don't know, there was only so much I could do. Like I said, I did not expect the 6 to actually pit. It kind of just stopped without ever calling it, and then I don't really feel like the other deal was quite as much my fault. I felt like the car turned across me, and had he not spun out, we wouldn't have even gotten any instant points out of it. So, just got to try to drive corners as efficient as I can to stay ahead of these three. Hopefully they'll continue to battle side by side rather than trying to draft and work together to get by me, because they are always going to have the advantage on the straightaways. Kind of pushed that a little too wide. A little bit of side by side, it looks like between the 3 and 11 behind, the 7's breaking away. Yeah, when I can't even get to 5th gear, that's when we know
Sector 3 is
I'm definitely hurt on the front. Definitely hurt. Some internal damage to the motor. Get through turn 1 well. Just, you can watch it all go away as I start to climb the S's. And then in the backstretch, it just falls like a rock. We'll see where we're at coming out of the S's and watch the relative even fall. It's 0.8 at the line right now. We'll see how bad it gets once we get into the inner loop. 3 wide behind. Wow, those guys are just driving crazy. Like I said, I've seen less aggressive driving in short track oval series than I have in this race so far. Lost about almost half a tenth or half a second just down the backstretch with the speed that we have. 11's able to work his way by the 7.
15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Focus on the exits. We can go faster here.
Trying to get through corners as efficiently as I can. That's going to be my only shot to be able to do anything. You can see even the 9's still pulling away because I just have no power to be able to get to anybody. Bet you if I could figure out the right line, that's a corner I could take in 3rd gear and not lose as much time as I do. Yeah, 3 wide between the 7, the 3, and the 11, so if you want to watch something, definitely watch the virtual mirror up top. That is by far the most exciting battle on the track. Those guys are not caring about working together as a team to get closer to me. I don't think they understand how much the draft would help them to just muscle on by me, and there'd be nothing I could do to it. Got to make sure I get through the corners as efficiently as possible. The more I can do that, then the longer I can sustain them being able to pull me on the straightaways. Got the gap up to 1.6, so just trying to do what I can. Try to protect this 8th place as best as I possibly can. It's at least ahead of where I'm supposed to finish, obviously behind where I started, but
The gap in front is now
given all things
seconds.
that have happened so far in the race, I would gladly take an 8th place finish.
That was a 2:11 or 2:7.
Sorry for the language there. If it gets too bad, I will mute the chat. Not see what happened, what car number that was calling that out.
You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 2.2.
Definitely
Adams
pulling away.
leading the race.
Just trying to do what I can to minimize it. We'll watch again the same thing on the backstretch. You can see to the Delta, the fastest lap it's gone 2.0 at that scoring line. See where it is coming into the inner loop. Quite as big of a gain at 1.9, but they're coming into it, so got the 20 who had an issue. Trying to figure out how to get around him. Struggle to get by him. We're going to be in the same situation again, being on the inside. Just going to try to work my way around him. I kind of hurt
Good pass.
the gap that I had on the 3, the 7, and the 11 from behind. But no big deal. Hopefully this 20 can put up a fight with them and make that a 4-car battle that'll allow me to continue to pull away.
Okay, Jake. Halfway home. We've got plenty of fuel.
Back to being about 4.5 seconds behind the 9 now. You can see the 3's using the 20 as a draft. So that caps down to half a second. They're going to run side by side into this corner, so somebody's going to have to give. I kind of almost overshoot the corner. 3 kind of drove it in hard. He's still able to pick up a 10th in the corner, though, on me. So with him being that close, he's definitely going to be able to pick up time. I picked up the throttle too early there. Still picked up 10th on him, but that's not going to be good enough. Definitely going to need to continue getting more than that to build that gap back up. Spots are going to be at a premium for me, so a little bit of wall contact there. That's going to hurt me down the front stretch. 3's going to be able to take advantage of that. He's going to use the draft right now, and then he's going to pull himself right, I'm sure, going into turn 1. Just like that.
7th position.
He's going to brake early, try to get him by. Thought about doing a crossover, but I got on the throttle
Keep
too
you under
hard.
pressure.
20 is going to make a move to the left. I'm just going to sit to the right.
Right to the road.
Try to figure it out.
I didn't hear you.
Not sure what the
Out,
3's
right.
doing. He's trying to make his car wide, but him and the 20 I'm sure are going to link up. We're just going to sit behind the 3, try to draft here. Just going to look more like Daytona. Was not trying to upset the 3 there. I'm going to go on the left into the inner loop. Try to back off, let him go. It's going to allow the 20 to get a run at me out of the inner loop into the carousel. So he's going to cut to the inside, just stay into the left to get
Let's
in
see how
that
wide you
lane.
can make this thing.
This is all allowing the 11 and the 7 to close back up, although it looked like the 7 had a problem. Taking an early entry into the corner, not optimal, but I was just trying to keep myself left off of the 20. So we're back to 8th right now. Hopefully we can stay in front of the 20 and not lose 8th. Trying to get a little better run out of the corner, see if I can get back in the draft of the 3, although with the limited power I have, I think all the draft is going to do is just keep me the same distance from the 3.
Okay, Jake, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every apex.
Just trying to do what CrewChief said. Sorry for not having commentary there. Just really trying to focus on my lines for a minute and see if I can pull away. 3's pulling away ever so slightly, but we are pulling away from the 20 and the 11. The 7's quite a bit back. So
Adams is now leading.
it's possible to try to hold on to an 8th place. Trying to get a better run there out of turn number 4, or the last turn. 3's going to try to break the draft. He's going all the way down to the snake.
0.6.
Just trying to follow him and see if I can grab
Sector
as
1
much
is
of the draft as
0.5
possible.
off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the
Too
pace.
much of the curve
Sector
there,
3
kind of
times
followed
quick.
through the same way. Trying to drive all this stuff as optimally as I can to try to gap the 20, build a lead back up, or a gap behind them like I had before from the 3. We're still sitting in 8th, which makes me feel a little better. You can see the difference the draft makes. They're still falling away from the optimal time, or the best time, but 3's really trying to do his best he can to snake and break my draft. Wouldn't really be worried about it because I don't think he realizes how slow I am, so he mustn't think that I'm that much faster in the corners, which clearly doesn't know who he's dealing with. He's getting pretty loose there through the inner loop. I'm pushing wide, so he's going to have the advantage coming out. 11's able to get by the 20, so we'll see how quickly the 11 can get to me. Overshoot the corner. Try to get the thing back down to the inside, get back on the throttle. Big time gain for the 11 since he didn't overdrive it. Lost some time to the 3 as well. Still apexing way too early. Looked a little of the curve there. That got a bit too much wheel spin and rotation out of the car. We're going to be going back to at least 9th. C11 is coming quickly. Definitely be able to get by us. Just going to try to do the best I can to not make any mistakes, not overshoot corners. See if I can just follow behind, try to get something out of the car. Also got to minimize the sliding because that's only going to heat tires up and reduce the grip as the run goes on. We're getting ready to complete lap 8 this time by. And that's going to give the 11 a massive run down the front stretch. I just completely botched that corner up. You can see the 3's not even worried about me now. He's not trying to break the draft.
Fastest
Technically closing down on the 9 because that gap's down to 3.6 and it was like 4.5 before. But don't think there'll be enough time to get to him. We're going to see how much of a battle the 11's going to put up. I'm really not going to try to fight him. As soon as he wants to go by, I'll just stay to whatever side he doesn't go. Because I don't want to lose a spot to the 20 battling with the 11. And if I try to hook up with the 11 for the draft, we might be able to get to the 3. So you can see the 11's going to the right-hand side into the inner loop. I'm going to let him have that. Just going to try to back out See if I can get him in front of me, line up behind him.
Bad luck, Jake. Come on.
Unfortunately,
don't let
not
it
a
go
very
away.
good job of doing that and staying close to him, but just tried to get him by as cleanly as I possibly could. Definitely feel like the tires, especially the fronts, are starting to go away a little bit grip-wise. I can't take the corners quite as well as I was. So just having to wait a little bit longer. I need to start backing my points where I pick up the throttle. Trying to study from some of these guys, but not make the same mistakes they do. You saw the 11, bit of a run. He kind of cuts back down on the track. No harm, no foul, no incident point, so deal with that one, even though it was not really our fault at all. Backing the braking point up early so that I don't get into him. I'm trying to get past him, just trying to make sure I don't give up too much time to the 20 as well as not get into him. It's the only way I'm going to be able to have a shot at the 3 and the 9 is to work together with the 11. It's teamwork without us even being on the same team or without him even knowing what I'm doing. It's a bit slower out of corner than I thought. We'll see if he's going to try to break the draft or if he's just going to be content to run and try to draft
Okay, Jake.
3 ahead.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left.
We're going to have 3 laps
Last
now.
lap time was at 2:11.78.
Push wide, I would assume that was a 1x for him. I forget exactly where the track limits are on that side. I try to stay away from
Stay on
it.
it. There'll be a chance.
Not trying to go around him, just trying to sit behind him. I know he's losing some time in the 3, but I think it's better for me to just sit behind him and lift than it is to try to get around him. Not sure why he's running all the way down to the track. It was clearly showing that I was not trying to go around him. He loses it through the inner loop, so gonna take that advantage to get back by him. I never made contact with him. I think he just overdrove it into the inner loop and lost it, so don't feel too bad about that. I know I didn't make contact with him, and if that rattled him, I literally was not trying to get by him. Like, never even bump drafted him at all. You can see the 3's worked his way up to the back of the 9, so he's going to work by him going into this
We can
corner.
catch this car.
Got 1.6 on the 20. Just got to try to do what I can. The 11's going to try to regroup, make another run at it. See if he has enough time to get by the 20 and get back up to us. He was able to complete the pass on the 9, so move him up another spot. Technically, I'm still gaining on the 9, although again, it's just not enough with how many laps we have left to go. If this were like a 2-hour race, we probably would, but although, you know, when I do something stupid like that, that's also going to hurt things, so giving away precious seconds when I didn't need to. I need to really be focusing on not making mistakes so I don't give up anything behind, because my chances of gaining anything up ahead are slim to none.
Appreciate that.
For those that are swinging it out wide on the hill, are y'all getting incident points?
Just see how it
The gap
goes.
behind us now. 1.6 seconds.
On a lap 11 now.
8th place.
Didn't even bother shifting into 5th gear that time. Probably gave up some time, but of course the relative, yeah, so 11 definitely got a 1x for that because I just got a 1x pushing it too hard, so 1.3 and 1.5 back to the 20 and the 11. Let's just hope they battle side by side for a while. And I'm really hoping we get the white flag for the next time, because I can't hold up against those two, and those two are going to work together. That could easily put us back into 10th. 10th is where we're supposed to finish, but I would love to hold on to 8th if I can, and at least salvage a tiny I rating gain rather than, you know, not gain I rating or safety rating.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Probably not swinging the carousel that wide, but just kind of now trying to do what I can to protect it. 11's able to get by the 20, so you can see how quickly he's pulled away from him. How quickly we pulled away from the 20 as well. That gap's up to 1.6. It was like 1.3 going for the S's, so 11's definitely going to get to us. I think part of me with this point, if we do get the white flag, is going to try to defend the position as best as I can. Obviously, I'm not going to be throwing blocks, but I'm going to try to do what I can. If we don't get the white flag this lap, then I'll let him by it. And again, try to do the same thing to just stick with him and see if I can set up a, you know, a last corner pass or something. Overshot the corner there a little bit. Gap's down to 0.8. Gap's staying pretty consistent
Okay,
with
Jake,
20.
you've used half your fuel.
Definitely was carrying too much fuel, but again, not giving up that much time by carrying extra fuel, so wasn't worth the risk of burning more and running out. Let's let the car roll a little bit more before I pick up the throttle. We are getting the white flag lap this time, so it's going to be a 12-lap race, a little bit of a slower pace than what I thought it might be. 2.7 down to the 9th, not getting to him, just trying to do the best I can to not make any mistakes and stay ahead of the 11. Overshot the corner there. It's again me misjudging how much grip the left front's got into that right-hander. Probably see him use the draft here through the S's down the backstretch, get to the inside, to the right side through the inner loop. I don't know. Somebody's going to play chicken and bail out. We'll see who that's going to be. It's probably going to be me in all honesty. I think it's going to be the smart move to just fall in behind him and then try to draft with him the rest of the lap and take advantage in the end. So this is where we're going to fall in behind him, let him
Don't panic.
throw it crazy through the inner loop again. And he's going to take us out. Awesome. Awesome. Really appreciated that. Car's beat up. Cut down the track. Sorry about getting in U16. Car's so beat up. I'm going to be struggling to get it going. I don't even know what just happened there. I don't know if the 20 drove into us intentionally or what just happened, but try to circle back onto the track, get out of the way of the 6. We're going to get beat up. Yeah, well, that was a fun white flag lap. Thought I heard the 11 apologize, but I don't really know what happened there, so much for any positive progress out of that.
How have I run out of fuel?
I don't know how this car doesn't have a meatball considering how far left the wheels turned right now. Yeah, that was, wow, that was a pathetic inner loop in carousel for sure.
Today, I ran out of fuel.
Really appreciate it. I don't know what the 20 did, if he just piled in, if I turned in front of him. I don't, we're going to look at everything on that last lap and see what was up there, because that was not fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Just 2 minutes left.
I think the 11
2 minutes
just
to go.
was continued to be loose. I mean, I know I'm sure I pinched him, but he drove the inner loop terribly. I tried to get to the left side to take advantage of it, and then he just, you know, I don't know, made contact and sent us wide. And once I got sent out, hitting the wall, there was not much I could
Stay
do.
between the lines, please, Jake.
I'm literally falling under the line, mate. I've been in top 3. Top 2 all race. Finish. I'm literally just coming over the line.
Getting the car across to get the checkers, just gonna be done finally. Park it, look at everything. No clue what all happened. That
Yellow
was
flag.
Last race.
one heck of a race. One heck of a race for
14th.
sure.
That's the end
But
of
if
the
you've
race.
got a
Bad
set
luck,
point,
mate.
then you're gonna, your fuel might have changed. So.
All right, let's check that entire last lap. Back to the far chase. All right, so fast forward through this. This is when the 11's catching. All right, so coming off the S's, he's gonna get the draft. He's gonna pull the right-hand side. Gave him all the room in the world. He's intending to brake behind him. He was already pretty much clear, so brake behind him, fall in. He goes flying through the inner loop, so I went left, stayed to the outside. All right, this is where it's going to be interesting. So did I cut back down? Yeah, I'm going to say I cut down on him. Like, so that part of it definitely is on my fault for sure. The hard part was we were going, I was trying to slide, and then this shot right here that sent me across the track is what kind of did us in. So didn't really have control of the car. You can see I'm trying to turn left. I didn't even know where it was. I probably should have been off the gas, and that's when I come down into the 20. So again, that's going to be on me. So took the 20 out. Feel bad for that. Let's see what happens with the 20 here. Because I'm waiting for everybody to stop, try to get turning. So let's watch this in slow motion, because this is when the 20... I'm going to call that a bit of an intentional payback type thing, because I think that wheel went dead straight. Let's take a look at it from the 20's perspective from the cockpit, because I'm guessing this wheel is... Let's see. No idea what that conversation's all about. That is the 23. Okay, so he's got the wheel way to the left. Way to the left. You can see that's the right hand. And then he turns it. Okay, so that's... Let's see. Let's rewind all this. Like, I feel really bad for coming back into him. That's completely my fault. Like, I didn't know I should not have been full throttling that way. That's all my fault. I didn't realize how bad the car was, so... Nothing, I mean, I literally just came across him. Like, I completely understand his frustration that way. Okay, so there's the left hand, which is upright. You got the Mustang coming through. So he's just rolling backwards at this point. He's got the wheel slightly to the right. So we're going to see what he does at this point. It's slightly to the right. Why he's not holding the brakes for those cars, I don't know. So now he's got the gas on it. Turns the wheel all the way to the right. You can see there's the bottom spoke coming back over. Right hand's bringing it around. It's got it held. And he just instantly whips it back around. I don't know. I don't think it's really... It could be intentional, but it's hard to say that way. I think it was more of a... He was trying to cut in behind me and just misjudged it, and then ended up drilling me. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's... All of it's going to end up being on me, so not a good look. Let's take a look at the safety rating in the incidents. Just, yeah, not a good race at the end on my part. I don't know. Whole deal with the 6 is what it is. 14:59, not real good. Second out of 4 splits. Go all the way back to 13th, 14th, 18th total on the track, 14th in the class. So we lose 29 I rating, only 0.04 in the safety rating. So road rating's terrible. I'm junk. I know that. Fastest Mazda was a 209.738. It looks like 275 was your fastest Mazda, and I was 2 seconds off of that. So yeah, obviously not a real good look on my part. So just is what it is, I guess. Hopefully you guys enjoyed something out of that. I feel bad I was under power half the time and just, drove like an idiot at the absolute end. That's just all it is at the absolute end. So try to get you guys better races soon. Try to learn something and, not be terrible at it at some point in time. So till the next one, hopefully all your guys' laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.